What is up, guys? Eric here from Real Film Reviews, bringing you another movie review, this time for the new Sandra Bullock film, Ocean's 8. I'm gonna have to look at my phone for this because of the massive cast that this film had, but Ocean's 8 is directed by Gary Ross, stars Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Awkwafina, Sarah Paulson, Mindy Kaling, Rihanna, Helena Bonham Carter, and James Corden. This is a continuation of Steven Soderbergh's famous Ocean's trilogy that had Matt Damon and George Clooney and a whole mess of famous people in it, except for now it is an entirely female cast that is committing the heists, because that's what these movies are always about, are heists. So in this film, Sandra Bullock plays Danny Ocean, George Clooney's character in the original Ocean's trilogy's sister, and after she exits prison, she decides that she has this idea for this one heist, this one job that will set everyone for their whole lives, and it's to steal this necklace off of a famous actress at the Met Gala. So she constructs her team of a hacker, a jewelry designer, a fashion designer, a pickpocket, all these different people all come together for this one plan to steal this one necklace that's apparently worth over $100 million. And so they have to construct this whole scenario that will lead to this actress wearing this necklace to the Met Gala and then giving them the opportunity to take it from her. Now, full disclosure, I have never seen any of the previous Ocean's films. It's something that I know I've always needed to see, but I've never really gotten around to it. I've seen bits and pieces of them, so I know the general stories and who's in them and what they kind of look like in the editing and direction style, but I've never personally seen those films. Now, even with the massive cast that this film does have, everyone does a great job. Everyone fulfills their role pretty darn well. They all bring some drama or some comedy or some different elements to the film that other characters weren't fulfilling, and I think that worked very well. There are a couple standouts, though. I think one is easily Sandra Bullock. She does a phenomenal job in this film. She very much feels like the mastermind of this group, the leader, sort of this leader of all these burglar women who are going in to steal this jewelry from this crazy gala, and you understood why she was doing it, which I think is so important for her character. And along with her, James Corden is the other one. He's a very entertaining character. I don't really want to say what he does in the film because it's kind of a spoiler, but he's a very entertaining character. He has some very funny moments, and although I don't think I've really seen James Corden in very many things as an actor, I actually really liked him and would hope that this could maybe lead to him having more just like bit roles in films. Now, as previously stated, I have never seen the other Ocean's films in their entirety. I've seen bits and pieces of them on TV and different sequences throughout them that are kind of just very well known. So because of that, I am aware of sort of the direction style and the editing, and I do think Gary Ross, who directed Ocean's 8, definitely took a lot from Steven Soderbergh's films. He made this movie look very similar to the previous movies, which is not really a jab, but I also can't give him a ton of credit for it because it's very clear that he's working off of someone else's work. I would have liked to see this movie sort of take a different turn with it, because as this is a new imagining with new characters, even though it's the same universe, I think it would have been cool for them to decide to change it up and make something different with it. It feels very Steven Soderberghy. It feels a little bit like Guy Ritchie. I just felt like rather than feeling like a new director getting his hands on the helm of this film, it felt more like a mishmash of different directors whose styles are very specific, just being thrown together because he thought they would work for this film. The movie does also have some good comedy within it. A lot of the characters sort of have fun banter between one another about what their job is, what they're doing, sort of whether people understand why they're there or not. And then along with that, I think the plot's clever. Them robbing someone at the Met Gala of their jewelry is a very interesting heist film rather than just your very normal, you know, we're robbing a bank, we're robbing a casino, we're robbing an armored car, those kinds of things. It was a different look on the genre. And also, being someone who hasn't seen the previous Ocean's films, I very much enjoyed the fact that while watching this, I didn't feel like I was missing anything. I didn't feel like there was anything in this film that because I hadn't seen the previous films that I didn't understand. There were certain context clues where I just picked up something from the previous films, but I really liked that. I liked the fact that I could watch this movie and enjoy it without having to have seen all previous three films, since this is sort of supposed to be a reimagining. That being said, I do have some issues with the film. One of them is the cast. This movie shelled out an insane amount of money to get all of these cast members in this film. Almost all of these women are involved in other very important things or are very respected actresses in Hollywood, so the fact that they brought them all together and dropped I don't even want to know how much money to get them all in this film is very impressive, but I also felt like a lot of them weren't utilized to their full potential. There are a lot of characters in this film that have very minimal script time. They don't get a lot of dialogue, they don't have a lot of lines or anything, which was very surprising to me. And then along with that, I felt like Cate Blanchett's character was Very odd. I very much enjoy Cate Blanchett as an actor. I think she's a phenomenal actress. She's one of the best in Hollywood. But her character in this movie just sort of felt out of place, where everyone in a heist movie always sort of has their thing, you know, like she's the hacker, he's the getaway driver, all these different things. Her character didn't really have one of those things. She was just kind of like the general character who's like, if we need something done, we'll kind of just like shoo her character into doing that job. And she felt sort of out of place in the film for me. I felt very confused by her character's role in the movie. Although I did enjoy her, she was funny and entertaining on screen, her performance was good. I just felt like in the script, she needed some more definition. However, my main issue with this movie is the robbery itself. In every heist movie, you need to have that suspense, that fear that this could fail, the idea that maybe this all isn't going to work out. And I never felt that in this movie. This movie felt like it went on extremely smoothly. Everything sort of got picked up and cleaned up as bad things happened, and nothing really felt like it was like, ooh, how are they going to do that though? It was just like, oh yeah, like it'll be fine, like they'll figure it out, like I'm not too worried about it. And I think that it very much lacked that very important suspense that a heist movie needs, because if you don't have that, it feels more like you're just watching people successfully do something, where this is supposed to feel like a very, very difficult thing that they're trying to pull off, but this film didn't really make me feel that way. I'm gonna give Ocean's 8 a B. The movie's definitely fun. I had a good time watching it in theaters. If you're a fan of any of these actresses, I would definitely recommend seeing it. I think that it has some fun moments. It's a fun little heist movie. While I think it did require some more drama for me to feel more invested in the story, I don't think that that was a massive thing that ruined the film by any means. If you like these actresses, if you like the director or anything like that, or even if you enjoy the previous Ocean's films, I would recommend checking this out because I do think that this is a solid movie. Well guys, as always, I'm Eric. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought of Ocean's 8, share everything we do here on Real Film Reviews, and I hope to see you guys later.